What's up, my amazing podcast listeners? I welcome you to another amazing episode on each podcast, and I want to thank you for tuning in today to listen to this episode. And I want to thank all of you that have gone through that stress. You know that stress, that stress of leaving your remarks, your comments, your reviews on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts. I want to thank you. And for those of you that are yet to do that, please, I urge you to please go ahead and search for each podcast, each by J-Boy on Apple Podcasts or any podcast channel or application. And please give us your reviews, your rate us, and give us your comments, what you think about this movement, what you would like to hear, what you don't like, and just feel free, guys. So in this episode, like I had mentioned in one of the previous episodes, that I want to talk about a movie I saw some time ago, and it's an amazing movie. Rather, it's a documentary, anyways. But sometimes I tend to say movie rather than documentary. But I'm saying the same thing. So the title of the documentary is actually is I think some of you have seen it. It's Social Dilemma, and I totally think you should see it. If you haven't seen it yet, go ahead and look for it, search for it. It's on Netflix, anyways, and it came out sometime this year, and it's been going, like, I think it's kind of getting the audience it deserves, and yeah, it's a good one. It's an amazing one. I think you should check it out too. So it's about social dilemma, and in this episode I want to tell you about one of the important things. One thing I think I learned in the documentary, and I think you should hear it, and probably it might teach you something. I just want to pass the message across. That's all. So thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this episode as we move on. Thank you, guys. Hey, hold up. Before we continue on the episode, I just wanted to ask you quickly if you've heard of Anchor. If you haven't heard of Anchor, it's the easiest way to make podcasts today. I mean, let me explain. First of all, it is free, completely free, and there are creation tools that allow you to record and edit the podcast right from your phone or computer. And the best part of it is you don't have to do anything else. Like, you just upload, like, you make your podcasts with the tools available to you, and you upload it. And Anchor does the distribution yourself. Like, it distributes your podcast for you, so you can be heard on different platforms. You can be heard on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, and many more. And with the amount of audience you have, the amazing thing, you can make some money from your podcast. And it's everything you need. Anchor is just everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. You don't have to go to different studio sessions and look for places to take your recordings to, or your work to. Your projects are just there for you, and you manipulate it how you want. And today you can download the free Anchor app. Just go right now, download the free Anchor app, or go to anchor.fm to get started. Thank you. So let's get back to the session. And I learned a lot of things, especially about how the marketing algorithm works. And not that I didn't know, but it was well detailed in this documentary, and it opened my eyes to see a lot of things. But there was something very particularly interesting that I learned seeing this documentary that I just had to share. I just wanted to talk about this, and I hope you enjoy it. So the movie we're talking about is Social Dilemma, and it's been out since the beginning of this year. Sorry, I think I lost. I think I got the detail wrong. It didn't come out at the beginning of the year. I think it was redone. But in any case, it's been on Netflix for quite a while now, and if you haven't seen it, I want to tell you that I think it's paramount you say it. I think you should say it, if not for anything, for the curiosity of it. And to tell you, to tell you a short thing about this is that I tried seeing this movie a total of 3 times, and the first time the first and the second time, at every 10 minutes, I for some reason I just couldn't concentrate because the informations were a lot, and I had to turn it off. So I had to look for a way to see it together with a friend, and I spoke to this friend about it, and he welcomed it, and so we fixed a date, and we were able to see it together. Seeing it together with somebody, a group of people, I think is more interesting. So you'd have comments from people, and I think it's more fun. It's not well, for it depends on personalities, anyways. But I am a kind of person that likes to see movies alone, anyways. But this one, I strongly recommend seeing it together with a group of people because I think it's really fun. It's better when you have people around that give their comments. Excuse me. That leave their comments with you, and you talk about things. You can pause the movie sometime and talk about. This was how I did it with my friend. There were sometimes the informations were much, and we paused it for a while to like deliberate on it and talk. Like, give me your point of view, and it's amazing. It's an amazing movie. It's an amazing documentary, and trust me, you're going to enjoy it. Well, I'm going to talk about it, not about the movie in particular, but about what I learned. And particularly, I want to mention the book. I mean, every cast in that documentary were amazing. But I'm going to talk about a few people that really gave me, how do I say that I enjoyed seeing. Particularly, I enjoyed seeing everyone from the child, the girl. And okay, I don't want to give you a spoil on this. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you about the movie anyways, but just pinpoint some things. So it's the social dilemma movie. It's a movie that explored talked about the dangerous impact of social networking in human lives, and of course we know that technology and about technology in general, and of course I was saying we know how helpful technology has been in the past years, and with the force growing day by day, and applications streaming around every now and then. I mean, we can do practically everything now online. So this the state of dependency has risen, and that is why this particular documentary, I think it came at a very good time. And it explains a lot. It gets you to go back and think about, like, hey, what is this movie like? What is the social media really doing to me? Like, what impact it has had in your life, and how you think you've been going with it, if you are being dependent on it, or something. How much dependence you have, and it has gotten you into, and you can start asking yourself a lot of questions, especially about notifications, and how you've been affected by your phone. By, if you're the type of people, the person that can leave your phone for an hour a day, 2 days, and not touch it, and how, just the general look at how it affects your personal life. And it's something everyone is battling with, especially even those that created these technologies. I mean, the applications themselves. In the documentary, they mention how dependent they've become also, and to their phones, obviously. And so, most importantly, in this movie, I mean, after I saw the movie, I just went straight up to follow Tristan Harris on social media, and I mean on Instagram, because I really enjoyed his talks, especially for the idea he had. When he he had the thought about how this thing was affecting our lives, and he raised up the issue. I just hope that this documentary plays the role it's supposed to play. I mean, I hope it gets people to be aware, raise that huge awareness out there. That is also another reason why I thought I should mention it, and why I thought I should talk about it and urge people to see it. I mean, I think it's a movie that everyone ought to see. I think it's a movie that everybody is supposed to go look out for, if not for anything, just to be aware. I mean, it's not going to tell you. It's not going to tell you how to live your life. It's not going to constrain you to, you know, to abandon your phone. I mean, anything like that. It's not going to tell you what you're doing is wrong or what you're doing is right. It's not. This is not about that, and that is not what I'm here to do. It's just for you to be, aware of what it is that you are doing and how it can shape your life and what you can do different. And the movie Social Dilemma. It's a movie I would recommend this year for the whole year. Like, it's a movie I'm going to keep recommending to anybody, since we're also in a world where everyone uses social media, and everyone uses YouTube, goes to Google search engine to search for stuff. Everyone uses the internet, so it's strongly advised to see the movie. And as I was saying, the idea of Tristan, he had the idea, and he had composed an email and sent it out, and everyone was talking about it at work, and then all of a sudden the thing died off. It just died off, and I just hope the movie doesn't do the same. That doesn't go with that same effect, that everyone sees it and it's, oh wow, and it's all aware and it's all kind of gets this eye opening, and then all of a sudden everything dies down like that. I hope it doesn't do that. So that's why and this is like a little contribute I think I can do in my own little way to talk about it and share my thoughts about it also. So the casts I really enjoyed were Tristan Harris, I think the idea behind it after all, and this is an absolutely ingenious idea to put it out in a movie, in a documentary like this, and at this time, because the social media and the internet playing huge role, and it's taking over, like it's taking things to another level, like it's making things different, and I mean it affects every area of life, politics, and name it, anything. So I think it's really good. It's a really good idea to have this movie released. And another great actor, or somebody I enjoyed his talk, was Jaron Lanier. I think that's how he's called. And he's an American writer. I think he wrote a book, and it was mentioned in the documentary, the book on 10 reasons to delete your social media account, something like that. And of course I haven't read the book, and I hope I get to read it. Well, I'm going to try to read it actually, so I want to see his reasons and how he explains it, just for curiosity. But seeing the documentary already, I think I have an idea of how many things he might have mentioned in his book. And yeah, so guys, still talking about the Social Dilemma, these are two people that I really enjoyed everything they said in the movie. I mean, everyone contributed largely. Everyone talked about great things. Everyone shared their points. I think I remember a name, Jeff Seibert. I think he had worked for Google. I don't remember, but so Gerald Lanier said some really good things. And before I continue talking about this, guys, if you haven't checked my social media account yet, if you haven't followed us on Spotify and on Instagram, if you haven't left reviews and on or rated our podcast on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts, please go ahead and do that. We need those support. It's going to give us an idea of to know what we're doing, if to have an idea of what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, what you guys enjoy, what you want to hear. We want to see your comments. If you haven't done that yet, please go ahead and do that. Follow us on Instagram at h_by_jboy, and you can DM us, leave us comments, anything you feel like. And it's and I also want to thank you guys for those of you that have left your reviews, for those of you that have commented, that are following us on Spotify. Back to the movie or the documentary. Anytime, anyone I mention, I know you understand what I'm talking about, so I'll try to stop using documentary and movie. So it's just anyone that I say, you know what I'm talking about. So back to the documentary. So it was amazing, okay. And what I learned about what I really learned, what gave me what I learned from the movie, what kind of touched me. Like, everything was cool, everything was nice, but there was a particular part in the movie that got my attention, that got me to think about how our mind works, and now, before I'm going to go into that detail, I came across this poem about our minds, and I just thought I should read it out to you guys. And it's a poem that was written by Dyer, Sir Edward Dyer, and you can search for it. It's anywhere. I think I just came across it sometime while I was reading, and I thought I should share it too here. So it's a poem that expresses the sentiment that a person's mind contains a whole world. Like, it contains more than the world itself, because it's just the limits that we put ourselves to, the limit that we put on our imagination, and what we're able to imagine and conceive. That's how our mind is. That the mind can't just practically do anything. The mind is that big. Our mind is a whole world on its own. It's more than a whole world. We can do anything. We just limit ourselves. It's just in the ability of what we can conceive. So I want to urge you guys to give yourself imagination. Like, tell yourself, don't limit yourself to little thoughts, okay? Just conceive great things, conceive huge things, and keep going, keep doing it even when things don't seem to go well, because it is just in our mind. So the title of the poem is "My Mind to Me a Kingdom Is." So here it goes, guys. This is a poem, I repeat, by Sir Edward Dyer. So the poem goes like this. My mind to me a kingdom is. Such present joys therein I find, that it excels all other bliss, that earth affords or grows by kind. Though much I want that most would have, yet still my mind forbids to crave. No princely pomp, no wealthy store, no force to win the victory, no willy wit to salve a sword, no shape to feed a loving eye. To none of these I yield as trial. For why? My mind doth serve for all. So this was a poem written by Sir Edward Dyer, and it's an amazing poem. It expresses the sentiment of how our mind works, of how our mind contains more than the world. So back to the thing I learned, the thing that caught my mind, and I wanted to share is sometime at a place in the documentary, a guy mentioned, I don't remember his name. I think he was working for Facebook, and what he said was really captivating. Excuse me, I forgot this. Don't know. It keeps filling my lungs. So this guy, he said that when he was working for Facebook, when they had the idea of the like button, that it was fascinating. The original motive for it was like, they were brainstorming and all that, and came across this idea that when they discovered they can create the like button, that someone can see your post, can see your picture. I mean, everyone knows what the like button is today, but like the original concept was, hey, wow, we just found this tool. We can create this button, and someone can see your post and just like it, and it's going to be amazing. Not just scrolling through and seeing it and not being able to do anything about it, And someone can actually like your comment, like your post. Sorry, I mean, obviously this is actually the same concept behind the comment button and any other button you can do to somebody's post. But the like button, started talking about the like button, back to the like button. Like button, every button. So, it was originally a great and fascinating idea to just have someone able to like your post. It's that simple. And they were fascinated, but they never knew this would, with the use of, when people begins to use it, that it would become something that could increase depression, or could lead to depression. I mean, think about it today. Think about it, like in today's life. People, like, there are people that get sad. There are people that get all worked up. People feel bad, feel lower when their posts are not liked. Like, I'm trying to. I don't know if I can explain this in the picture. I saw it when he mentioned it. That's what I'm trying to do here. So please help me. Try to use your own imagination to see what I'm trying to say, even if my words don't fit in. I don't know. Please help me. I'm trying to imagine this. I'm trying to place an imagination in your head as you listen. So somebody finds a great idea, like, hey, I think I can make something. Let's make a button that when someone sees a post, he can actually click on this button and it's going to like your post. It's that simple. I think it's amazing. It's an interesting concept. But then, while we, the users, got into this, got used to the like button, it became a form of competition. That's what I'm trying to say. That's where I'm getting at. It became a form of competition. Now, people have that sense of comparison. It's why also I read the poem about the mind, the sentimental reasoning of our minds. It's amazing, like, it is supposed to be just a like button, and we, the users, now, it's just like many other things in life. Now the competition comes in. The competition comes in, and now people feel down when they post a picture, for an example, and they get few likes, and they go on looking at people that have 1,000 likes in the post. Now the sense of comparison comes in, the sense of depression, the sense of having to feel bad because you're not up to the standard of another person. We let the like button become a measurement for standards. Why am I not getting as much likes as this person? This person is better than me. I have to make pictures better than this person to get more likes. And yet we make a picture and if we don't get that like number we want, and people feel bad about it. I mean, it's not supposed to work that way. The button was just invented for like. It's not a sense of measurement. It's not a requirement for acceptance. I don't know if you picture where I'm going. So it's just that I don't want to drag this longer than it should be. This is actually this is what I want to talk about particularly. This is one thing that I learned, or that documentary taught me. Like, it kept it in my head and kicked it in, and I had to share it. I mean, we should apply this to many things in our lives. It's not just about the like, but it's not about the comment. The social media is is what it is. It is just a social media is not a place for measuring standards. It's not a place for measuring how good we are or measuring how. I mean, it is, of course, a tool for marketing. It is a tool principally for marketing, of course. It is a tool for, I don't know. It's used for by many. It's used by everyone. It's used for by people that are famous, and we want to be famous through social media because we feel it's a standard of I don't know, of self worth. Come on, guys. I mean, think about this. I just wanted to leave this thought with you. You have to live this life out of the social media. I'm not asking you. I'm not gonna tell you you have to delete your social media account. That's crazy. I'm not deleting mine. I mean, so. But we have to work with our minds, like work on our minds, help ourselves to understand every tool what it is meant for, social media what it is meant for. Don't get depressed because of the social media account. Don't get worked up because you're measuring standards, you're measuring self-worth with people that that are on social media and you feel they are doing well. They have a life to live. They have a life outside the social media. You have a life outside the social media. The social media, it is just a social media account, okay? It is not your life. I am just trying to use this medium also to create this awareness and let you know. I mean, this is also why I recommend you see the movie. And please let me know in the comment section. Leave me a comment. Rate this podcast. Leave me a DM on Instagram. Tell me what you learned from the movie yourself. Tell me what you think gave that glint of light while you were seeing that movie. What that illumination it gave you, what it made you see. This is one particular thing, aside many other things that I don't have all the time to go in, but I wanted to share this particular one. And I want you to think about it and let me know what you think. You're free, guys. Just tell me your thoughts, share your ideas, share what you learned from the movie. And if you haven't followed my Instagram page, go ahead and follow it. Don't worry, I'm not depressed. I'm not going to get depressed if you don't follow me. I'm not. Of course, it's for marketing purposes, but it's not a self-worth measure. No, it's not for self-worth for me. Okay. I think I've gotten to that place in my life that I've I worked on my mind to some extent. Okay, I haven't done all the best job, or I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm working on it each day. Okay, I'm working on it each day. Every day I work on it, and I try to remind myself why it is unnecessary to get all those thoughts that are not healthy. You know, for my mindset, I have to handle my life. I have to live my life, and I want you to live yours the best way you can. And don't forget, guys, our mind is more than this world. It's one of the greatest gifts we have. You have to imagine, you have to conceive great things, you have to conceive supernatural things, guys. And don't stop at the first sight of pain. Don't stop at the first sight of uncomfort. Or what's that word? Uncomfortability. Yeah. So please, just keep pressing in, okay? Even when things don't seem to go the way you think, keep working on it. Keep going, okay? So thank you guys for thank you. You're so amazing. Thank you for tuning in and listening to this episode. And I'm going to catch you in the next episode. Remember, we're on Instagram, Spotify. Go right now and follow us on Instagram. It's each_by_jboy. And you're going to find this post also on Instagram, so you can leave your comment, like if you want. And I'm not counting the likes, okay? So thank you very much for listening, and have a great time. Thank you, and thank you. Bye bye.